Good morning, good people. Today is April 30th, 2024. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. Here we are in Western Pahrump, southwestern Nevada, in Nye County, in Pahrump. That's where we at. Okay, so here we are, Tuesday, last day of the month. And tomorrow is May 1st. The weather is changing. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning to you, the first one here today. Hope all is well. Okay, so what is our goal? Our goal is to help you on your journey through life. You can believe that, well, we should address the question, what happens when I die? And the answer is simple. Either something happens or nothing happens. I choose to believe that something happens. And it turns out there's a growing body of evidence that says we have a transcendent soul, that something does happen after death. And thus it appears there are reasons to use this life, to not squander this life. Okay, good morning, Wadabevi. How are you today? Okay, so our purpose on the podcast is to quickly talk about topics to help us get focused during the day, that help us on our journey, that are consistent with the worksheet, because that is the important thing, is the worksheet. Link to it down below, link on the website, Facebook, LinkedIn. That is where the things are. Ohio. Oh no, there's a cricket in here. Oh no, that's not good. Not good. Good morning, Carla. Good morning, Mitch. Oh no, cricket. Oh, not good. Not good. I've got to now find that environment, because pretty soon there'll be more, and they like to do their thing. Oh boy. Okay, so worksheet link down below. That's where the important stuff takes place. The other thing is replacing habits with better habits. That's the other thing we help you do. And also it's turning out there is fellowship, that working together, boosting each other, helping each other move forward on our journey, our respective and mutual journeys. Okay, now, don't kill. Yes, must. No offense. Catch it and set it free. What was that sound? Okay, people, we cannot call the ambulance. You need to understand that every time something happens with the county, they keep track of it and they use it against us. You cannot call the ambulance, especially when the hospital is so close. Call me when these things happen. I will gladly drive. Let me say it this way, willingly drive down there to pick somebody up to take them to the hospital. Do not call the ambulance unless it is a true cardiac bleed out type of situation. Remember, these things go both directions. You can also call. Do not call the police. Do not call an ambulance, especially if we can bring someone ourselves. I will do it. If no one is willing to drive somebody to the hospital, I will do it. The cost to send an ambulance out, the county charges like $1,500 to send an ambulance out. And often the person who got the ride gets a bill. That's what they do in Vegas. We cannot do that here. Okay, moving right along. Okay, so glad everyone is here today. Today is Tuesday. This is the day we go to Vegas. And I guess Frankie's not going. So that means there will be 4 of us in the car. Brian, Isaiah, me, and Carla. So we need to be ready to leave by 8 because we've got to get gas. And so I will be there by 8. Mitch, you got to watch 2 videos today, the Tuesday video and the Wednesday video. So that's Simon Sinek and Mark Dawes, and talk about them with the few people that will be there. Okay, and then Thursday we will review. All righty, what is our meme of today? What is a meme? Oops. Our meme of today, while we're talking about our meme of today, is, boom. I'm just updating the worksheet. Sorry, people. Meme of today, what if you understood procrastination? So in the worksheet below, in red letter, Darren Hardy talking about unlocking the real causes of procrastination. Okay, this is a big one because to some extent everybody procrastinates. But as more people go to graduate school and as more people decide they want to get a PhD and they have to do a dissertation, they have to come up with some new stuff, we're rapidly getting an increase in knowledge about really fine subjects. So this is about procrastination. And right, what if you understand what? So the question is, what? How did Wadabevi know that? So the question is, oh yeah, because it's on the title of today's thing. So what is the cause of procrastination? What is the problem procrastination? What is it that is procrastination? Procrastination is blank. Somebody fill in the blank. Aha, so Matt. So the trendy trio is here, plus Carla, plus Rebecca. Cool. Magic ability to read. No, that is not what procrastination is. What is procrastination? Pro means not amateur. Crass, not good, bad. In, not out. Nation. Okay, putting things off. All right. Okay, procrastination is putting things off, but what is it actually? So we think it is poor time management. You're procrastinating, you've got poor time management. You're putting things off. Right. And it turns out that's wrong. It's like our thing about Johann Hari about addiction. The opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it is connection. Well, procrastination is not poor time management. It's an emotional problem. Aha. And Darren Hardy explains it in his little video down below. Procrastination is about an emotional thing. We don't want to start emotionally. We don't want to start the thing that we need to do. And there could be reasons for it. So typically for me, it is when I start a project, I want to finish it. And that means I go all the way through as long as it takes to get it done. And so it would be a case of, well, I want consciously, I'm saying I need to get this project started. But on a deep down level, it would be, well, I know once I start, I'm not going to finish. So do I really want to start it right now? Do I really, really, really want to start it right now? And then what happens is little things start popping up. Oh, I could vacuum the floor, I could mop the floor, I could go through my mail, I could do this, the plants need, and I can think of a lot of other things to do that time. Runic rhyme. Right. Okay, so what if you understood procrastination? So if you understood it was an emotional thing, not a time management thing, because if it's a time management problem, how do you feel? How do you feel if you have oh, I'm bad at time management, I always procrastinate. How do you feel? Guilty, right? You feel not good. I've got a time management problem. I don't like it. On the other hand, what if you got, it's not about time management, it's about emotional stuff. Then you should be able to dig down deep and say, okay, what's the emotion driving my procrastination? Not how do I fix a time management problem, it's what's the emotion driving it. Aha, and what do we know about neurotransmitters? Right? Our feelings come from the release of neurotransmitters. And what triggers the release of neurotransmitters? Beliefs. So what's the belief underlying my procrastination? It's not time management. What's the emotional issue? And then if you solve for that, if you contemplate that, if you cogitate on that, you should be able to drill down. Might take a while to find out, aha, here's the root. Here's the root of the emotions driving my procrastination. Pull that out, boom, put it over there. And so one of the things that I remind myself of when it's this big time commitment is, okay, I have this amount of time. And Jordan Peterson says, just do a crappy job, just get it done. Doesn't matter how crappy it is, just get it done. He said, if you had the weekend, you had to write a 99-page thesis outline. And the thing was, it doesn't matter how crappy it is, just get it done. You could do that, but you can't write a great paper in a weekend. Can't write a good paper in a weekend. So a tool I use to overcome procrastination is just get it done. Doesn't matter how lousy it is. So I have a lot of work. Example, I have a lot of work for this class. Christology. Fortunately, it's very, very interesting, but it's a tremendous amount of work. And I have to do outlining and I have to do stuff because class is very interactive, even though it's on Zoom. We're always breaking into groups, talking about issues, and the professor is always dropping into the groups to see who's participating. Right. So you can't hide in the cut is the basic thing. It's way more productive than a live classroom, right? When you have 20 people and you have 5 groups of 4 people and they're each doing their thing and the professor can just drop in secretly or not secretly to the group, it becomes very apparent if you're prepared or not prepared, right? And then it's not fun to be in a group that's unprepared, because after you break into groups and you come back together, then each group has about 2 minutes to share what they did. And if you ever participate, it's not good if you have self-respect. Okay, anyway, time is racing. Procrastination. Look for it's an emotion, not time management problem. Search out the trigger. What is triggering the release of the neurotransmitters? Go for the search. The search, people. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else of note. Okay, let's talk for a minute about today's 2 TED Talks. So today, number 1 TED Talk is Simon Sinek. Our purpose for watching it is about neurotransmitters. That's not the topic that he's talking about. That's what our takeaway is. It's to really understand EDSO and cortisol and pay particular attention to the selfish hormones, the selfish neurotransmitters or chemicals, like he calls them, The selfish ones versus the social ones. Focus on those. Cortisol is not in itself bad. Cortisol in itself is good. We would not exist as a species if we did not release cortisol. The thing is to control it. So really get a good understanding of that. And what we want to come away with, Mitch and everyone, Rebecca, we want to come away with this concept of our feelings. 90% of our feelings come from the release of these 4 or 5 neurotransmitters. And really to get that, my emotions come from the release of neurotransmitters. If I can control the release of neurotransmitters, I can control my feelings. And if I can control my feelings, that means somebody else isn't controlling my feelings. And that means somebody probably won't be able to take me out of the game. Now, we don't want to use this to manipulate and control other people, though. But the number one takeaway is neurotransmitters are responsible for our feelings. They are released based upon beliefs. So we ultimately want to go back and examine the beliefs that release the neurotransmitters. I could have I don't, but I could have a belief that there's a monster under my bed, and if I leave my hand hanging over the bed, at some point during the night, the monster is going to grab it and drag me under the bed and kill me, right? So if I hear a noise under my bed, or if I let my hand slip off over the side of the bed, what happens? I get a shot of cortisol because at any moment, this creature could grab my hand and drag me under the bed. That wouldn't be a good thing. So, so that feeling is based upon a belief. So if I go back and I question the belief, do I really think there's a monster under my bed? If I do, I need to, examine that. Why would I think that? Okay. All right, so that's Simon Sinek, and just very, very quickly, Mark Dawes talking about the reticular activating system. Really get down the concept of it's constantly scanning all information available to us to support our beliefs. So if we can hear it, see it, smell it, taste it, touch it, if any of those things from the outside come in through our senses, it will trigger our reticular activating system if we prime it. So if we're trained that our name is important, so it's constantly scanning all information available to us to support our belief. If I have a belief that my name is important, my RAS will constantly be scanning all information available to me to support that belief. So if I'm watching a movie and at the end the credits are scrolling and my name is on there, I will see it. And all of the other names will be blocked out. If somebody's in a room and they mention my name and I don't know they're there and I don't know what they're talking about, I will hear that in real time. Why? Because my RAS is always scanning all information. So if it's loud enough for my ears to hear, or my eyes to see, or my nose to smell, if it can come into my brain through my senses, then my RAS will do it. So what's the goal? Program the RAS to achieve things, not for negative. Most people program it for negative. They have a negative belief. They program the RAS. So every time something happens, they say, see, I told you I couldn't do it. Okay, program the RAS. That will then control the release of neurotransmitters, which will control your feelings. Really pretty basic. So go through that. You might have to watch the videos a couple times. And with that, I'm going to say, and cut, boom.